Hello everybody. Question about raising hogs in the woods during the winter. And I'll show you a little bit of our setup here with one of our sets to hopefully give you some ideas and some inspiration. First question is, can you have pigs in the woods during the winter? And the answer is absolutely. As long as you apply a few management techniques, your hogs are perfectly fine outdoors in cold weather. These things are essentially land seals. They've got several inches of fat on their bodies and hair. They are perfectly fine being cold. I should caveat that with pigs that are bred for pasture-based systems. I imagine if you took a hog house Yorkshire and put him out here, he'd probably freeze to death. But we're talking about pigs, that you have either bred or bought that are from pastured systems. So this is a dry set of sows. They'll be farrowing in about 2 months, and they just got their breakfast in their troughs. They get about 4 to 5 pounds of grain a day, in addition to some apples and some hay. And I actually prefer this type of weather. It's about 20 degrees right now and a little bit of snow last night. This is far preferable to me than 45 degrees and muddy and nasty. You can see here, there's our road coming up through the woods, and this is frozen solid right now and much easier to navigate than in muddy conditions. So for everybody who lives in the north, where this is your reality for most of the winter, I envy you. And if you live to the south, I feel your pain. So feed here, hay. You do want the pigs to have something to eat whenever they have the urge to, which is often. So we do feed about a bale of hay a day for a set like this. That way they can nibble on some forage and satisfy their need for some munchies. They're in about a half-acre size paddock that runs up this ridge here, so they can go out and do their thing if they want to. Here is something we found is a key ingredient for success out here is the nest. And so when we move them here, we'll take maybe 2 bales of hay and bust them open, shake them out into a nest. And because we are in kind of the lower mid-Atlantic south, rain during the winter is more of a reality for us than snow. And we'll try to find a place where we can suspend this tarp between some trees, just using baling twine because it's cheap and it rots. So you can just leave it here when the pigs move on. So, if there's rain in the forecast, we will put one of these tarps over their nest. And we had some rain, just like 4 or 5 days ago. That's why this is here. So if the hogs can have a place that they can, just stay dry during those 35-degree rains, you're good to go. We'll throw a little hay on the nest, as needed. That way they have a place to hunker down. A very technical detail, but there might be those of you that enjoy that kind of stuff, is if you can put the nest on the, I believe the nautical term is the lee side of the wind or of your ridge. So that would be whichever way the dominant stream of air comes from. Put your nest on the back side of a ridge if you can. That way there's a little less wind on the pigs. That's helpful. And so most of our wind comes from over this direction, and this is just over the crest of this ridge is where this nest is. Probably the biggest question you have though is, how do you water? And that's a good one. All right, normally we would be using this water line here. Obviously it's 20 degrees, so our water system has been shut down and drained, so there's nothing in those pipes but air. You do have to tank water up to your sets in the woods. So this is one of our sow drinkers, a simple frame over I think it's a 50-gallon Rubbermaid trough that prevents them from flipping it over. Water is really important in the winter. You wouldn't think, oh, the pigs aren't hot. No, they drink a lot of water in the winter, as should you. Drink water. But, if it's a real cold day like today and the ground is frozen, we can put one of those 300-gallon cube tanks on the forks of the tractor. You may fill it up about halfway with water and go around and fill up these things. So we'll get a little bit closer look. And we just busted the ice open on the top here so they can get at it. If it's, you can't bring the tractor back to where you are, we do have, a 35-gallon tank, from Tractor Supply or Lowe's or something. You can just set that on the back of the four-wheeler, fill it up, and, just wheel your way back there and drain it into your tank. So there are 13 animals in this set, and this water trough here will last them about 2 days. So that can help you a little bit with your planning on your water management, work around inclement weather to top off your drinkers and so on. But with these small steps, we have a lot of success keeping pigs out in the woods year round. They can take a lot of cold. They can take wet. You need to be a little bit careful when those two things combine, but for the most part, this is a very low key, low stress system for your your feeder pigs, your larger feeder pigs, and your dry sows. Hope this is helpful, and comment if you have any additional questions. Enjoy the great outdoors, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for today.